Charlestown is April 1st. No, this is no joke.
No joke.
And it is 9 a.m. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody please join. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our clock is still wrong. Me too. Let the record show that all board members are present, as well as Clerk Treasurer Donna Coomer and our Attorney Perry McCall. We have an agenda that's been provided. I do need to, it was slightly amended from the one that went out on email with old business have been accidentally left off. And then I also need to add an item of new business, item D, Panda Pro Cleaners contracts. With those amendments, I request a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ernie Thompson.
I'll second.
Second by Maggie Wild. Any other edits or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. We have our standing business, which includes our minutes from our meeting on March 18th, our current claims, and our payroll from March 10th to March 23rd. Need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Maggie Wild.
I'll second.
Second by Ernie Thompson. Any edits or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Was there anyone signed up for public comment? I don't believe so.
Gene?
No, I'm good.
Old business, remember, he said no more.
Oh, that's right, no
Need
more.
money.
Yeah.
That's it here.
Yeah.
Old business, back in September, we were presented, we had advertised for a build, operate, transfer agreement to repair some drainage issues out at Hood River Valley subdivision. And we received one response from Dan Christian, or DC Develop, and they have now completed the scoping period for that, and needed to present some changes in the original plan based on these. And so Josh Hillman is here today with DC Develop to make that presentation. There is a public hearing on this matter scheduled for our next council meeting, which is April 10th. And we'll be asking the council to make an award at that day. Thank you, Josh.
All right, Josh Hillman with DC Develop and Dan Christiani Excavating. As Mayor Hodges said last fall, you all advertised for RFPQs, request for proposals, qualifications. The Dan Christiani team was the one that responded. And the scoping period started out based on engineering analysis that was done by Harold Hart. So we took that scope, evaluated it, looked to say what will make this, will provide a higher level of drainage improvement for the neighborhood, evaluated utility conflicts, went into checking a variety of things that could cause problems during construction. We potholed, we went out and did some additional survey work, had engineers size pipes. We met with two of the property owners on the downstream end to say, how does this work? Do we have conflicts? What things do we need to address? What would make this a better project? So you'll see in front of you just kind of a package of the team, and I'll flip through it. Second page just shows who all was involved in the scoping process here. Are you all familiar with drainage issues in the area as a board? I know the mayor is, but as board members, Hidden River Valley has some significant drainage issues there. Some related to sinkholes, some related to things such as some small collapsed pipes. And then up at High Jackson, you'll see there are drainage pipes that really sit above the drainage pathway. So those pipes they don't take on drainage until that water is able to build up. When it builds up, it backs up and it doesn't allow a positive path out. And so that project was done, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago, but maybe a little longer than that. And the reason they left those pipes up were because of conflicts with utilities. So as a part of our scoping, we went out, potholed them, identified how we can lower the utility lines, lower those 3 pipes. And so that was really one of the major changes in scope was instead of putting one and leaving the existing culvert pipes there, we said we really need to lower those to get the maximum flow that we can throughout that neighborhood. So Indian Caves Court, you'll see a creation of a positive drainage path outside of the sinkhole, running it under the cul-de-sac, and then along Indian Caves Court, taking water and redirecting it so that we're conveying it through a design drainage channel. Taking it down to High Jackson, you'll see where I made reference to the culvert pipes in High Jackson right now, lowering those and then taking out the riprap berm that's on the other side of High Jackson, taking out that obstruction so drainage can flow positively. We met with the property owner and farmer, talked about how we could work with him during construction to avoid impact to cattle and other things. Talked about crossings that he would need during construction and after construction. So eliminating that obstruction and then really digging and setting a defined drainage path all the way down to Pleasant Run. So the phase one, if you keep flipping through pictures, you'll see those are just some pictures during the project that were identified. Now, if you go all the way through Hidden River Valley, you will find there are other areas throughout that subdivision that have drainage issues. This is the first phase. Before any other improvements could be done throughout any other part of the subdivision, we really had to address the downstream end, and this is taking into account planning for that future flow that can come if there are other, some minor and some probably major projects that happen throughout the years to come, but this had to happen first to address the downstream issue. The cost as a part of the build, operate, transfer, it provides a guaranteed max price. So I have a breakdown in here for you of engineering, surveying, easements, construction, erosion control, earthwork, storm sewer restoration, traffic control, and then as I referenced, even water main lowerings. So where we have waterline conflicts at High Jackson, we also have some in the subdivision that when we start doing the culvert pipes there, we were going to have low to no cover on a couple of pipes. So there are spot lowerings in other places as well that are included in the budget. We also included an unidentified conflict contingency that lets you know that's kind of the max. These are the guaranteed max prices. If we don't use the contingency, that contingency stays with the city. So that's not for us to put in our pocket. That's, we're saying, hey, we ought to plan a budget here just in case there's an obstruction that gets in the way. It doesn't include the purchase of easements. We've met with a couple of the property owners. If there's a purchase of easements, that could come out of the contingency cost. Schedule, you'll see kind of a breakdown anticipating that approval happens. We're going to present at the council next week. Then following that, we'll come back for another meeting where we ask for formal approval of agreements. This is a rough schedule of what that would look like so that we could basically be done by the end of summer. It's a lot of info, but I'm glad to answer any questions or comments, address comments from the board.
Is it the hope that by mitigating the backup here at the end of the water pathway through the neighborhood, that it might relieve some of the pressure in the higher level parts and allow those sinkholes to work in the other parts of the way they're supposed to?
Yeah, so the sinkholes operate in a very odd, unique way. The city in current ordinance, I don't believe, allows drainage to sinkholes. But when the subdivision was developed as a part of the county, because this was originally a county designed subdivision, it was allowed that you could run into sinkholes. So just as a note for future developments, that's not allowed to have your sinkhole be your drainage pathway. But yes, that hope would be, and that was one of Harold's original scoped process thoughts, was if we can drain this water from that sinkhole that we're showing here on the plans, it's allowing that water to come out in a positive path, which is taking water outside of that sinkhole pathway and hopefully alleviate some of that pressure.
Can you email a copy of this to Donna so
Absolutely.
that when the packet goes out for the council meeting next week, they can have that included with it?
Yes, so I'm going to meet with Council President Hester tomorrow.
Okay.
So if it's okay, I want to make sure he doesn't want anything else added to it.
Sure.
for council packet, but meeting with him tomorrow to go through this plan and process. And then Ms. Coomer, if it's okay, I'll email you a copy of
Absolutely.
final right after that.
Thank you.
And you plan to be at the meeting?
I will be, yes. So we will be at the meeting on Monday next week? Or
No, it's on
Tuesday?
Thursday, we had to move it to the 10th.
I'll make sure it's on my calendar to be there.
Yeah, it's the 10th at 6:30. It would be my hope that we could have you make just some of the same presentation prior to opening the public hearing. That way, people that might be in the audience to hear it for the public hearing receive this information first, because that may affect the comments they make or the questions that they may have.
Sure.
And then open the public hearing and allow them to speak if they're here, and then move on through the agenda. But-
Glad to do it.
Okay, perfect. Are there any other questions for Josh on this?
Continue to be done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Harry, from a procedural standpoint, do we need to take a formal vote to recommend to the council that they award this?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yes,
so-
form a vote, and we can put it in the form of a resolution at some point. I got a resolution.
For us.
For that specific purpose.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay, so I entertain a motion that we resolve to award this bill operate transfer agreement.
Recommend.
Recommend.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's your recommendation, yes.
Yes, that we make a recommendation for award to the council.
I'll make it recommendation.
Ernie Thompson makes a motion.
Second.
Maggie Wild seconds. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. All right, thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Our items of new business, first up is an amendment to our uniform policy. We made a couple of adjustments to our uniform policy. Previously, it said that all employees had to wear the high-vis t-shirts at all times. Our employees have an affinity for non-high-vis colored t-shirts. And as a acknowledgement that not all of them are out working on the street at all times, we have amended the policy to allow them to acquire other colors as long as they have the Charlestown logo on them, and as long as they understand that when they are out in an area that they need to have their PPE on, that they put their high-vis vests on instead over their shirts. We also made an amendment to allow for nuance of part-time laborers. So traditionally, our part-time laborers were receiving half of the uniform allowances, which is $150 twice a year, but we sometimes have those that work 20 hours or less, and so we have added an item there that they would receive $75 for working 20 hours or less. With that said, I just need a motion to accept those amendments.
I'll make that motion.
Maggie Wild makes the motion.
Second.
Ernie Thompson seconds. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. And then I believe Carrie, or is it Carrie? Carrie is going to present the Whitetail Acre contract for our reindeer event this year.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know this is crazy, this is Christmas, but we have to lock them in. So this will be our reindeer event that we always do, that we've done the past couple of years. It's been a huge hit down in Greenway Park. The cost for this is $2,800. This will come out of our winter entertainment unless obviously it's so early, we don't know if we're gonna have a sponsor for it. Hopefully we will. If not, it will come out of our winter entertainment. I have attached the contract. It's the same contract we've used every year, the W-9 and insurance waiver for them. So I'm just asking to get that approved.
Okay. What's in order? I need a motion to approve. The cost is $2,800.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ernie Thompson,
I'll second.
second by Maggie Wild. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
On the certificate of liability insurance, Carrie, it's got the certificate holder at the bottom on the left-hand corner.
Yes.
It's got City of Charleston.
Oh, yeah. Can they correct that spelling?
Oh, yes.
Charlestown instead of Charleston.
Now you think they would know that. This is like the 4th year.
They also have our address
They
wrong.
have the address.
Is that, I think that's Greenway, I think that's
Oh,
considered
for
the Greenway
Greenway.
Park.
But they need
You
to
want
put
it to
our
say
address,
304?
yeah, because
Okay.
we're the organization.
Okay.
Certificate
Yeah.
holder.
Yep, I'll send that to him and have him fix it.
Okay,
Okay, thank
So
you.
we'll get that in
Could you
there.
give me a clean copy?
Yes,
Okay,
will do.
thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, good catch, Donna. Any other questions? All right, she'll get that updated information to Donna.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have been, as you know, doing some upgrades to the Arts and Enrichment Center. And we've, just as anytime you're renovating an old building, you have things that come up that are a little different than what you expected going into it. So we have a few items that need to be approved for additional work. So the first is the painting of the outside. We have discovered some deteriorating surfaces on the outside with the brick, and then some of the wood areas. We want to get that repaired and get that painted. The cost is $16,158. Again, all of these fit within the allocated budget. We're actually currently under budget where we thought we would be with the money that was allocated from the redevelopment commission. So knowing that the funding is there, I need a motion to approve the painting of the outside of the building.
I'll make that motion.
Maggie Wild makes the motion.
I'll second.
Ernie Thompson seconds. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. The second item is more painting. Inside, we had some areas where they have removed the HVAC units and going with a different floor duct system that requires some touch-ups as well as some additional wood areas on the inside of the Kuma room or the sanctuary room. The cost for that is $6,992. I need a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Ernie Thompson makes the motion.
I'll second.
Maggie Wild seconds. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That was unanimous.
Since it's a Coomer room, don't know where to paint
Don's picked out everything in it. It's looking fantastic.
it. Paint it pink.
It looks so good.
It does. I can't wait to show it
I
off.
can't wait till it's done.
The kitchen remodel has been entertaining as well. So, one of the things we noted about the kitchen, these two actually kind of go together because they dealt with the same type of issue, but we'll do them individually. So the first thing was an add-on charge of $297. This was to widen the doorway into the kitchen. When we measured it, we realized that it's not ADA compliant, that someone who uses a wheelchair would not be able to get into the kitchen area. And so we had them cut out and widen that doorway to make it ADA compliant. The cost is $297. Need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Maggie Wild,
I'll second.
second by Ernie Thompson. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye, that was unanimous. And then the other one, again, some areas that needed to be repaired. So when they started digging into it, they realized there were some damaged areas of drywall and some subfloor that needed to be repaired due to old leaks. So I need a motion to approve this cost of $485.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ernie Thompson,
I'll second.
second by Maggie Wild. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that is unanimous. And then last but not least, we discovered that there is a separate section for the HVAC work. So where they were working on the Coomer room, sanctuary room, and then previously last year we had already repaired kind of the kitchen side of the A&E. There's this void in the middle of the floor. I kind of love these old buildings. There's this void in the middle of the floor where there was no service. And so to upgrade and actually provide service there, and this would be the kind of lobby area and like partially in the hallway, those first few buildings. The cost is $6,000. This is to be done by Mazer. They're already there doing the other work, but they need to add this on to make the building complete. And I need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Maggie Wild,
I'll second.
second by Ernie Thompson. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. That was unanimous. And then our last item of business today, the company that was cleaning City Hall and the police station has resigned, and we need to bring on a new company. We have interviewed people. We found Panda Pro Cleaners to be a very responsible company. They're already cleaning over at our Arts and Enrichment Center, and Carrie gave them raving reviews about the work they're doing over there. They don't typically work under contract, but we would like to bring them under contract. And so this would be, it ends up being about $1,200 a month, which is a little bit of cost savings on City Hall. That's $150 per cleaning. We have them clean usually twice a week. And then at the police department, Chief Cruz is here to answer any questions you might have. The police department, it would be $1,400 a month to do their building. And so what I would like to do is have the board, because we need to not have a delay in cleaning and we don't meet again for another 2 weeks, I would like for the board to go ahead and authorize me to execute that service contract after it's been developed and approved with our attorney.
Chief, can we get Gilbert to clean cheaper than
Probably not.
that? Okay.
No, I think his overtime rate would probably be a little higher than that.
I tried.
Yeah.
I got his electric bike coming.
Well, that's good.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Maggie. We have a motion by Maggie,
I'll second.
second by Ernie. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that is carries. All right, that is all I had. Perry, do you have anything for us that we needed to do?
No, I'll just have that resolution passed around since you've passed.
Okay, perfect.
I gotta add something to it.
Okay, with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ernie,
I'll second.
second by Maggie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you all.